Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to address the overall markets. The S&P 500 had a pretty big sell-off today, and we're gonna discuss what to expect. I'm gonna be sharing with y'all two stocks to keep on your watch list for tomorrow. And I know in the last video, a lot of y'all had multiple comments and some questions regarding my thoughts on where the market is going to go. I took some time, like 1 or 2 days, to see how everything would move. And now we're about to get those answers. So let's dive into the charts. Right off the bat, we got the SPY futures. And after the last video, which was released on, I believe, Monday nights, the market spiked for 2 days straight. And a lot of y'all were saying how I was so wrong, which I was for that time frame. All right. But am I wrong about this? Am I wrong about that right there? After what happened with Nvidia's earnings reports, I'm going to keep my same opinion. Is it going to be this fast? Probably not. Could it be slower? Maybe. Could we get there at the end of the first week of March? Maybe, right? But I'm not changing my opinions on it. I look really, really wrong right here. I did. And I heard y'all. Y'all were saying a lot of stuff in the comment section. And the market was looking really, really tempted. Like, let me show you guys the SPY ETF itself. So this is how the SPY ETF looked before earnings report. So first I had the bearish perspective. And then I switched, and then it kind of changed a little bit on me before the report came out, right? And I told you it looks kind of clean, but the Nasdaq looked cleaner. Then I adjusted it a little bit just to see, because again, the reaction could have been positive. With earnings report, it's a coin toss, right? We knew that the video was going to be. We all knew that, right? But the reaction was everything. So it looked like this at first. A nice bullish pennant with decent volume, but still a little sus. And then earnings happened, and then today we had it opened at the same price as it was yesterday, then immediately sold off. This is what you call a bear trap, and this is what you call a break of structure. Looks really, really tempting for bulls, and to everybody who thought the market was going to make new highs and thought my bearish thesis was so wrong, right? This was a bull trap, because this is not supposed to happen at all. It's not. It makes the whole thing very unclean, and the odds of us hitting 700 very, very low. So now we're back to this. We gotta look at the Nasdaq. The floor is still the same. That 24,600 is still the floor right here. That is the point where panic will kick in if we were to break below it. So that line is going to stay there. That alert is going to stay right there. All right. And what y'all see right here from today at 25,400, there was a rejection of this level right there. Right there. Y'all see that, right? The rejection of 25,400. So as long as we trade in here, we chop in here, the market stays uncertain. Yes, there are some opportunities for day trades in between the two lines, but the idea behind the videos that I've been putting out is the much bigger move down. This is what I'm really looking forward to. This right here. So to answer your question, yes, I am still bearish on the market, especially after the reaction to Nvidia earnings. Again, until something changes, this is the thesis that I'm going to be showing y'all in these videos. All right. And if new opportunity shows up, then I'm going to discuss it with y'all. Now, the first stock to keep on your watch list, this one is going to be for the bulls. And this is a sector that has been moving independently from the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq sold off, the SPY sold off, even the Russell kind of sold off. But the software sector are trying to recover from that beatdown that they received 2 weeks ago, and the next stock is going to be App. All right, now with app loving, I want to share this one with y'all for one simple reason. If you look at the 1 hour, it kind of looked like the SPY without the trap. Okay, meaning first we have the bearish thesis, right? Until this line breaks, that 415 level breaks. And then today we have confirmation, which was the break of 420, right? Now we have a bullish pennant. Typically with this, again, without the uncertainty, without all of the things that are going on and that could drive the indices down. All right, again, I told you, I am bearish on the indices, but this one is moving independently from it. So if it doesn't get pulled, dragged back down by the indices, this one should easily fill the gap on the left. There's a gap on the daily right here at 456 right there. The highest that I think it can go is 500. Yeah, the highest I believe it can go is 500, right at that level of resistance that y'all see right there. Okay, so keep your eyes on that loving. The volume is decent, especially today's volume. It's decent, and if it behaves well, then it could get to 500 by like Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, now I'm gonna explain to y'all what it's not supposed to do. What it's not supposed to do is what y'all saw today on spot. That's what it's not supposed to do. Something like this, the play is dead, and you should look at something else. It's not supposed to drop back underneath 435. It's really not. All right. So what you're looking for is a big surge in volume in the morning and a break of 450 and a 460 even. That's what you really want to see on this stock. So that's the first stock that I want to share with y'all. Now the next stock that we're gonna look at in today's video, I'm gonna share one for the bears. And if the Nasdaq continues to fall, I believe there's an opportunity on this one. And that stock is going to be, let me do the 1 minute. That stock is going to be MU. All right, now with MU, I'm gonna clean up the chart. This is how MU looks. That's interesting. This is how MU looks on a daily chart. All right. Massive push to the upside to 455. It got to 455 once. It had a little mini sell-off down to 364, and then it bounced back up again, right? So when I zoom out like this, it's looking to me at least, it's looking like a double top. There is earnings coming up right here in like 3 weeks, which is fine. The contracts aren't affected too much. They're not affected at all actually, because the earnings report is far away, which is good. And there are 2 gaps to fill below, which I really like. So for tomorrow, if the sell-off extends another 24 hours into the weekend, all right, if you see another sell-off, then I want y'all to keep your eyes on MU for the drop below 410. It's already at 411 today, but I want you to watch this for a drop below that level and for the completion of the gap fill right here. Okay, so 380 is the minimum that I think it can go. The sell-off could be much more drastic. Again, it really all depends on how fast the market wants to drop. Like, it really depends on that heavily. And MU have been showing a lot of strength, which is annoying. And I'm sure a lot of short sellers are very frustrated by this one. But yeah, that's the second stock to keep on your radar. Now, let's do an update. Let's do an update on Tesla, which y'all would... Yeah. Was I wrong? Yes. Again, I was wrong about when it was going to drop to 385. It didn't drop to 385. It opened up at the same price at 400. And there's the analysis on there. All right, it opened up at 400. Let's see. So I released a video here. And then it opened up at the same price. And it did something that it's not supposed to do, which was break above 401. Right? The moment it broke above 401, this thing was never going to drop. Okay? And we had to adjust the structure. It went all the way up to resistance at 420, and then today it sold off. But do I still believe it's going to go to 385? Yes. I was just wrong about when it was going to get there, which is still wrong. All right. In the game of options, you have to be right about both, or else you don't get paid, right? You got to get right about when exactly is where it's going to go and when exactly it's going to get there. So you have to be right about both, right? And that's okay. Again, with these trades, you have to manage your risk. There are clear rules that you got to know exactly, that you got to follow. You got to know exactly when to get in and when to exit. For any short sellers who shorted right here, the exit, I told people in the Discord too, the exit was 401 if they took it. The exit was supposed to be 4, because it's not supposed to do that. What we're looking for is a drop out the gates from the previous structure, which was much smaller than this. All right, but now that we're seeing this, it looks better. We got the rejection of 420. All right, y'all see the red band. Y'all see my alert on here. It's gonna go much lower than 385. But we gotta be patient. Like I told y'all before, as the market plays games, there's gonna be opportunities to make money in between the two lines. The moment this breaks, I will be all over this thing. I will be all over. I will be shorting this thing down. But at least you see the bigger picture. And to those of you who are so quick to point out that I was wrong, again, we'll see in the end that I was right. And I'm pretty sure that this thing is going to fall, and it's going to go down to like 385 minimum. Okay. Now the next one that we gotta discuss in today's video. This video is getting a little long. Somebody asked me to do an update on NBIS. And with NBIS, I mentioned this one a long time ago, and it just keeps playing games. The gap below at 65 is still there. This is going to get filled. Again, the when is what matters. The when is it going to get there? That's why y'all come out here and watch these videos. Usually I'm very good at pointing out exactly when things are going to get when and where. But this one, very frustrating. Price action, trash. What we're looking for is for it to get weak on a daily chart. So have your alert right below 100. The moment it gets below 100, I will be willing to try again. I will be willing to be shorting this one again. But we gotta see weakness. When a stock moves like that and gives dojis in strength, and every single day is closing at a slightly higher price, you don't want to touch it. You don't want to get too involved. You just want to watch it from a distance and just set alerts, right? You set your first alert at 100, and then you set another alert at 95 just in case you are distracted and you miss the first alert. Why? Because there's all that room right here to make money on. Okay, so that's the game plan. With this one, you just gotta be patient and you just gotta wait. It's gonna have its turn, and eventually that gap at the bottom at 65 will get filled. It's only a matter of when. So I'm very. Oh, one more thing. AMD. We gotta talk about that, because if I don't talk about it, y'all be like, oh, you didn't talk about AMD and your loss. I did lose, and it's okay. I was wrong about that. And this doesn't usually happen to me quite often. Like, to be trapped in something so perfect. Like this, the setup was perfect. And when I woke up that day and then I saw this thing spike up by 10%, I'm like, you got me. Because there was no way I could predict this. There was absolutely no way I could predict this. Zero way. There's no way. Everything was perfect. The entry was ahead of time, right? And then the confirmation was there, right? So I had all the reasons to hold. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary, and I didn't do anything that I wouldn't typically do. This was just out of my hands. All right. Did I take a loss on it? Yeah, I sold it today. I sold it today at like 205 for a loss. And if tomorrow there's some volume, there's better structure than whatever it's been giving us, right? Because yesterday I held it throughout this entire thing, and I held it all the way until today because I saw this thing before Nvidia earnings, and I was hoping that Nvidia would tank through earnings. And you know, this one I ended up following it, and then today we had a sell-off, and I took a small loss. All right, but it's okay. It's okay, right? I'm not too mad because of this. I'm not too pissed off because of that. The opportunity is still there. Eventually, panic is going to kick in, and I'm not gonna miss it. Right? I'm not gonna miss it, and I don't think I'm wrong. I really don't think I'm wrong. So I will be keeping a very close eye on Nvidia, and the first excuse that it gives me, the first structure that I see, I will be shorting it again. Like, so that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Again, if you disagree with anything that I've mentioned, I'll meet y'all in the comment section. All right, I'll meet y'all in the comment section. Some of you are hilarious, especially when I'm wrong. Like some people who have never commented, or at least haven't commented in like years. As soon as I'm wrong, they just jump into the comments, and they're like, "Oh, you were wrong," and I get it. It's fine. I get it. You know, it's all fun and games and all, but I get it. I'm not right all the time, and I tell you guys, even though I'm pretty good at knowing when things are going and where they're going, I'm not your financial advisor. Do your own research, because sometimes I am wrong. All right, so don't forget to follow my social media at Paul Nguyen at Knowledge Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, don't forget to like and follow for more.